Hi, lovelies. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Sarah Martucci. I'm a psychic medium, certified crystal healer, paranormal investigator. I love donuts, I love cheese, and I love the occult. There's a couple things I feel very strongly about, and those are a couple. You guys, if you've never been here before, this is where I pull 3 piles of cards. You pick any and all that you're drawn towards. But first, we talk a little something that I like to refer to, and it's back this week, astrofuckery. All right, so to begin with, guys, we have Mercury finally has moved into the sign of Gemini this week. Actually, it was today, Monday, the 13th. I think it was around like 11:30 this morning Eastern time. So that means that Mercury is now in its home sign. This is where magic can happen, okay? So like our words are really important right now. The way that we speak about things, the way that we're thinking about stuff, the information that we're exchanging, make sure it's real, it's right, and it's true. Please and thank you. Also too, Gemini, like in the sign, is like super quick, super fast. Like our thoughts may be like coming out of our brain faster than our mouth can even catch up. But like this is the perfect time to, if you've got like a writing assignment, or maybe you're a creative artist, whatever, if you work with words in any way, shape, or form, now is your fucking time. Okay? So work with these words and really speak to your heart. Also speak to what's going on in your brain too. So I want to say, like, especially with Gemini, like the weight of their heart is through their head. So the way that we're communicating right now, I think is really important, and it being in its home sign, it's like working at its best. So you guys enjoy this time that Mercury has now moved into Gemini, and especially after that, I mean, it was heinous. It was a heinous Mercury retrograde. I'm just so fucking glad that it's over. So at this point, like, enjoy the freedom of like speech that actually makes sense now. We can actually find the information that we need. We get it quickly, succinctly. I think the only thing I would warn about right now is just gossiping. Don't fucking gossip. Make sure, again, that like the information that we're exchanging, that we're taking in, actually makes sense. It's good stuff. And also, too, Gemini likes to teach. They like to teach, but they also like to pass on information. So information is power right now. Where's your power? And what information do you still need? Go out and fucking get it. Also, guys, tomorrow we've got a full moon. I think it's a supermoon, a full moon in the sign of Sagittarius. And it's also working alongside Saturn and Neptune. So that's a little confusing. Can I say that? Anytime the planets work with Saturn and Neptune, Neptune is like no boundaries. This is kind of illusions, dreams, really romantic and dreamy. But again, no boundaries. Like everything just kind of merges together. Saturn is all about boundaries. This is like knowing where I stand. I need something earthy, practical, something I can hold on to, something grounded. So this full moon might be a little bit confusing. Maybe just even in terms with like Sagittarius being here. Maybe this is about like us getting out into the world and doing what's really important for us here. Sagittarius loves to travel. They love to exchange information too. There's more about like philosophy. They kind of like look at the wider world and like what's going on around them. Where Gemini, like Mercury moving into Gemini, Gemini is more about like their local hub, their family, or at least Gemini rules siblings and stuff. So, like immediate family members, like my local community right here and right now. Sagittarius is more about the wider world, like really seeing what's out there. So I think this would be a really good time to like look at our philosophies, maybe looking at our themes around faith and trust. Really what makes sense here, maybe challenging some of those things. Where can I start to take some of the boundaries up here? Maybe where can I kind of let my philosophies bleed into other areas of my life? How will my philosophies actually help me in terms of what I need going forward? Maybe even dreaming about what those next steps are that I want or what I need in my life. Where Saturn's asking us, where else can we add or step up? Maybe our boundary game. So I think it would really be helpful like on Tuesday. And I think like that full moon's going to be peak at like 8:30 in the morning tomorrow, Eastern time again. So maybe tonight, really kind of sit down and look at the way that you look at life. How do you view things? Can you see a beautiful, full, expansive horizon for you going forward? And if you can't, how can you start to maybe let Neptune influence you here, let you dream, let you look at like what the possibilities can be, where Saturn might actually add some boundaries and some realistic steps in order to get there? How can those two areas work for you right now? It would also be helpful to know where Sagittarius sits in your chart. So that'll be something to kind of like really focus on and look at. And guys, whenever a moon is like a super moon, that just means it's closer to Earth. So we're feeling it in our titties. and our booties, all right? So if your intuition just feels like through the fucking roof right now, just, you're right. So tune in and listen to yourself. And especially with Neptune in the mix in this full moon, like your intuition is going to be on point and it's going to be really, really heightened right now. So again, kind of look at what's important to you. What are your philosophies in life? What can you see for yourself going forward? Where do you want to go next? What do you want to do? And how can you let Neptune kind of guide you here in terms of your dreams and Saturn make it something real? All right. Well, on that note, if you guys are done with the astrofuckery, I am. So follow me to the next screen. I'm going to pull those 3 piles, pick any and all that you're drawn towards, and I'll talk to you guys and see you in a minute. Okay, so if you guys pick card pile number 1, here are your beautiful cards. Your first one is a major arcana card, talking about major change, major evolution, major movement forward. You got the Emperor. The second card you got is the 7 of Coins. And the third card that you got is the 3 of Wands. So let's fucking talk about it. So I want to say this week, this can have a couple interpretations. I want to say the first one I want to talk about is with the Emperor here, it usually talks about like a really important father figure. Somebody here that's like an authoritative person, maybe loves being a father. That's like the most important thing in the world to him. Maybe even too, like there's some rigidity about this guy. I think he's authoritative. He likes to take control. This guy is in solid control. I want to say too, it's kind of like his way or the highway, and we might have some temper issues, but I think overall, like taking care of his family, looking out for them, protecting them, giving them what it is that they need, protecting them is a huge fucking deal for this guy. Now, coupled with the 7 of Coins and the 3 of Wands, 7 of Coins is like a successful routine and seeing visible results. 3 of Wands is like grand effort put into something, foresight here, maybe even negotiations or discovery. So this could even talk about like working with an important male figure, maybe getting into a successful routine with him, something that's realistic and grounded, maybe finding a practical goal that you guys both can kind of work towards here, or having something that we both, work towards, a goal, where we see actual visible results. Like, we know this is going to take a lot of work. This is going to take a lot of time. Maybe this is even going to take a lot of effort here, but I think that there's something worth discovering, or we might even realize like, this relationship with this important male figure is like everything to us. So whether this is like your actual father figure, maybe this is a love interest, maybe this is a business partner, maybe this is your best friend, maybe this is the homeless guy that you just met on the street and you gave him half your sandwich. I don't fucking know. The point is this important male figure is really kind of helping you either kind of like hone your own gifts here, or we're working with him towards a goal. And again, it's going to be worth all the effort. Everything that we want is on the other side of that, right? So we know we got to put in the time, the effort, the blood, sweat, and tears, either in relationship with this person or working towards a goal. It's fucking worth it. Another interpretation of this could be like, you're the Emperor. And so this is about like taking responsibility, stepping into your fucking power, really kind of recognizing, like taking control of your life, honestly. And with the 7 of Coins, like getting into a successful routine where you start to see like visible results here. So whether this maybe be about your money, maybe this is about your physical body, maybe you're trying to fix your finances or like get in shape. Maybe this is even just like self-care and doing what's best for you. Listen, with the 3 of Wands, it's going to take a lot of effort, time, money, blood, sweat, tears. But I feel like, especially with this card being about like foresight, like I feel like that you can see this ultimate goal that we're working towards. So this is really about you taking that responsibility back and saying yes to yourself and working assuredly towards what it is that you fucking want this week. Recognizing too that the power is in your hands. You're the one that's in control here. So if you're thinking it's an outside force, you're fucking bonkers, shut it down. This really truly has to do with everything that you're doing here. So again, my 2 interpretations for this week, this is either about an important male figure that we're working with, either towards a goal, or like he's helping us towards a goal. But this has more of a feeling to me like that we're working together on something. And I feel like this is somebody like we really look up to, we really give a fuck about. And again, like that important father figure, again, this is somebody that is a protector at their heart. So just know, however this is interpreted this week, this is a great pile number 1. Whatever you do, whatever goal that we have here that we're looking towards, just make sure it's realistic, it's practical, it's grounded, and then take those next steps towards it. Maybe even asking or reflecting off of this important male figure to help us either get there, or again, just tuning back into our own leadership skills and trusting that we fucking got this. Fucking right. All right, and if you guys pick card pile number 2, here's your beautiful cards. Your first one is the 5 of Coins. I know. Just hold on. You're like, fucking liar, Sarah, right out the bat. Second card is a major arcana card talking about major change, major evolution, major movement forward. You got the Chariot. And then the final card you got is the King of Coins. So let's fucking talk about it. I want to say this has a feeling to me like rags to riches this week. Straight up. So honestly, the Five of Coins, like, I mean, look at this fucking, this is just bumming me out. What happened to your pants, dude? Why are you in a barrel? What happened? So I want to say with the Five of Coins here, this is a difficult card. This is like usually financial loss, job instability, just kind of feeling like everything's out of your hands. Is like no matter what the fuck you do, you're rolling out of a barrel. Things are rough right now. Okay, you're living out of a barrel. Things are hard. Now, coupled with the Chariot and the King of Coins, the Chariot really talks about like finding our pathway through, like after finding clarity, like we're able to fucking take off and be like wildly successful. And with the King of Coins, like, look at this guy. He's fucking set up. Look at those coins everywhere. He's holding one. There's like treasure chests in the background. I don't know. There's dirt falling from the sky. Shit's getting real. It is totally different than the Five of Coins. So I want to say, whatever financial issues that we've been having lately, get clear around what it is that you want to do or whatever goal that you have, because that clarity is going to help direct you to where the fuck you need to be. And with it going for the Five of Coins into the King of Coins, like this is rags to riches. So this really feels like this week, like get out of that mind frame of everything's fucked. Even if it's true, even if it like that genuinely fucking feels like it, like I'm not saying to disregard the way that you feel, but maybe sitting in that is not helping. How do we step back for a second and find clarity around what it is that we need to do going forward? Maybe this even has to do with taking more responsibility around your financial situation, really sitting down and looking at your finances and what's going out and what's coming in. Maybe you actually just lost a job and you're scared shitless. Maybe, with the major arcana card showing up here, maybe this was the universe kicking you out of a shitty situation, job-wise, so that you could find something so much better for yourself. I want to say with the King of Coins, this is a self-made person. So whether this be an important male figure that either helps you get a job this week, talk with those important older male figures. With kings here, usually this is like a father figure we're looking up to, or an older male your age or older showing up in the scene to help. Or maybe this really just has to do with like you stepping into your power. Once you find that clarity and you know where to invest your time, energy, love, money, resources, holy shit, everything turns the fuck around. So I think this is a two-part. I think this is both about our mental space and where we are right now. Whether this is feeling like we actually lost a job and we're like money's not coming in, we're scared shitless. Maybe this has to do with like a lack mentality. Really sit down and face yourself around like what real actions you can take around what it is that you need right now. But first you got to find that clarity. But man, once you find that clarity, holy shit, all the fucking doors open. You guys, the Chariot is a card of victory and success. Like wildly so. But again, you got to know which way you're going. So sit down and focus on that this week. Maybe reach out here if we lost our job. See if we can reach out to an important male figure and see, or maybe this is like an old boss, or maybe we get a meeting with an important male figure here this week that helps get us a better job, that helps us with our finances. Maybe this even has to do with like working for yourself. So just know this week, this doesn't necessarily have to be like a man like listening to this one. This can be for a female too. So again, an important male figure can show up here to help you move forward. Maybe you get a job through your dad. I don't fucking, the point is, pay attention to that mental space. How is it fucking with you? Is it really helping you right now? And again, I'm not telling you to not face your feelings. You got to do that. But when it overtakes everything and it's shadowing you being able to see a pathway going forward, that's not helpful anymore. So make sure we sit down, we get clear, we take responsibility. Once we find that clarity, the fucking doors swing the fuck open. So I want to say too, with this full moon, guys, this week, and me talk about Mercury moving into Gemini, this is like manifestation central. So manifest here what it is that you want. If you're saying and only ever speaking upon things being shit, how are you ever even going to see an opportunity that shows up, right? So rework that mental space. Make sure that we're focusing on the clarity around what it is that we do want, and then step into that fucking power, either by like owning your own business again, or maybe referencing to an important male, or putting our feelers out there for another job and this important male comes up and really helps us move forward. Everything is going to be okay. I promise you. Hold on tight, and take real action towards what it is that you want here. Rags to riches, y'all. Everything turns around on a dime, literally financially this week, I feel. Hold on tight. And finally, if you guys picked card pile number 3, here's your beautiful cards. Your first one is the Two of Wands. Second card is the Major Arcana card, talking about major change, major evolution, major movement forward. You got the Tower. And the last card you had is the Ten of Swords. Let's fucking talk about it. All right, this is not an easy card pull. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but I think the story here is what it feels like to me. The Two of Wands, this is like discovery. This is ambitions. This is kind of like really coming up with like new ideas, new things that I want to do here. But with the Two of Wands, at least for me, this usually talks about like sitting on your hands on it. We're just coming up with ideas right now. We're thinking about fresh new stuff. We can't take action yet, even though this is Wands, which is all they want to fucking do is take action. But like mentally, really, we can kind of sit down and focus on what it is that we want here. Now, what's important about this, I think, with the Tower coupled with the Ten of Swords, there's something going on here at home where it just feels like everything is fucking falling apart. With the Ten of Swords, this traditionally can talk about like feeling like we're just like at our wit's end. Maybe even too, this can talk about like false relationships. So whatever's going on in the home space, maybe we've got new ideas. Maybe we want to move to a new place. Maybe we want to do something new here. Or maybe like looking towards the future. Maybe because of the current situation that we're in, we know now clearly what we do want going forward. I want to say too here with the Tower, this is not an easy card. Nobody likes getting it. Nary a soul. It's never an easy card. It talks about like upheaval. It talks about like just calamity, like upheaval, bullshit happening. And the reason I'm saying at home is if you look at this card, he's holding a house on his back. He could probably tip it over in the water and put out the fire, but like just so fucking exhausted from hauling this thing up the fucking beach that we're probably not even thinking about it. So there's a feeling here, I want to say, around like the home space that like I've either been like carrying everything here. It feels like I've been the one carrying stuff. I don't know what to do for this. It feels like everything's like literally on fire around me. It just feels like everything's falling apart and I can't seem to keep it together. With the Ten of Swords here, maybe somebody at home, maybe this is a roommate, maybe this is family, whatever the fuck is going around the home situation. It was not the relationship that we thought that it was. And so something has been false here. Maybe it's just now dawning on us that people that were supposed to have our back, family and friends maybe here, don't really at all. So this can feel fucking atrocious right now. This can really feel like we've been betrayed. Honestly. I mean, look at the guy in the Ten of Swords. He's stuffed in a fucking pirate's chest with like swords going through. Ouchie. But look, here's the beautiful thing about both the Tower and the Ten of Swords. The Tower, traditionally, the card that comes after that is the Star. So this card is the Tower, even though calamity and bullshit and everything's blowing the fuck up, it is ultimately for your liberation. And I want to say with the Ten of Swords here, even though this is like false relationships, rock bottom, things just hitting the worst it possibly could. If you notice in the background, it's a new day dawning. So I just want to say to you guys, something is coming to a close here. And maybe it's the end of a cycle with the 10 here as well. So maybe it's an end of a cycle of thinking like these people have my back. These are actually my friends and family. These are actually people that were supposed to support me and love me. Like that hasn't been the real deal. And with the Two of Wands here, it feels as though we honestly can't take action yet. So right now, this is more about like understanding what we're steeped in, what we're surrounded by, what's going on within like either the home situation. This can even be at work. That can be like a secondary home. This can even talk about your mental space. If you spend a lot of time up in your head, right? And especially with the Swords here, that definitely talks about our mental space. So I want to say to you guys, whoever picked card pile number 3, yeah, you can't really take action on it this week. This is really kind of like just being cognizant and aware of what's actually going on around you, who actually has your back, who actually gives a fuck about you. And even though this has probably been really fucking difficult and it hurts really fucking bad, it's been important for your liberation so that you can free yourself from relationships that don't work here, that don't actually have your back. And that, can I say this, guys, too, that like, just because somebody's family and blood doesn't mean they actually give a fuck about you. I have learned that lesson over and over and over again in my life. And it's been really difficult. It's been really hard. But there is something to be said that like these relationships you recognize now don't work. I can separate myself from that. I can let this shit go. And now I can have new ideas, new excitement, be excited for the future around what it is that I do want within my family or friends, whatever important relationships, maybe even coworkers. Like maybe, again, it has to do about work, maybe like where I want to work and like the people I want to have around me. So I just want to say, whoever picked card pile number 3, I'm sorry. I know things have been fucking shitty. But I just want to remind you that this time is opening up your eyes in terms of like what's actually happening around you and where you are. And yes, this may not be your home, but or wherever you are, this may not feel like home. It may not be home. And you may be recognizing that now, but understand that home is coming for you. And this liberation is going to give you that ability to really build what it is that you want here. But we're still going to have to sit on our hands. Okay. So hold tight, card pile number 3. The time for action is coming soon. I want to say with the number 2 here, maybe within like the next 2 months, maybe within like the next 2 weeks, you're going to know, because everything's just you're going to have enough. Okay. So with the 10 of Swords here, you're going to have enough, and we're going to need to leave this situation or just like be fucking done with it with the Tower. Free yourself and recognize that you get to have relationships that are loving, kind, supportive, and don't make you feel like you've hit fucking rock bottom. Please and thank you. All right, you guys, I hope to God that shit made sense. Any and all of it. Middle fingers for no, caw for yes. Let me know if your card pile resonated for you guys. Thank you so much for trusting me. Thank you for allowing me to come here and do the work that I love to do. Just thank you guys for the joy and the honor of being able to sit here with you guys and read for you. I love you guys. If you need anything, you know where to find me. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.